Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today's film features the results from my eBay auction experiment that I carried out last week. Bottom line is I listed 10 low value items, and by that I mean items that were priced at less than £10 in their original listing format, which was buy it now. So I listed them all, or should say relisted them all, as auction starting at 99 pence. Now, I haven't run auctions on eBay for a long time because I don't believe they work, and I've never had any success with them in the past. So I thought, it's been a few years now, why not give it a go? Sales have hit rock bottom anyway with antiques, vintage and collectibles, so I've got nothing to lose. So as I said, I thought I would list them as a 7-day auction starting at 99 pence and see how I get on. I've already done the introduction film, so hopefully you've watched that. So this film is the results film, and the results were spectacular. Spectacularly bad, that is. So without further ado, let's go back onto the eBay page and check out in some detail how I got on. So before we look at the actual results, here are the 10 listings that I changed from buy it now to auction. Starting at the top, there's a Beatles, that's the group, 1960s group, John Lennon glossy black and white promo trade photograph postcard, and that was listed as buy it now at £9.95. And then quickly running through the others, a vintage glass pipette at £9.45, a contemporary plated metal candlestick at £9, a vintage white enamel planter at £9, and that was an old piece of laboratory equipment. A collection of vintage steel key blanks, 5 of them, that was £9. Vintage corkscrew, and that's a driftwood corkscrew, and that was priced at £7.95, buy it now. An antique French tourist bottle from the Eiffel Tower, early part of the 20th century, and that was priced at £7.95. Bit of fun here, a children's comic book annual entitled The Bimbo Book 1977. I'll say no more than that, and that was priced at, buy it now, £7.95. We then had a complete set of Brook Bond tea collector cards. I believe there were 50 of those, and they were priced at only £5.53. And I think you also got the Woodbine cigarette box with that as well, which on its own sells for around £2 to £3. And finally, there was an antique Victorian romantic print from an original etching, and that was priced, buy it now, at £6.41. Those were the original 10 listings with their buy it now price. Let's now have a look at what I actually paid for each individual item when I bought them. So no surprises here, these were low value items, and therefore I wouldn't have paid much, if anything at all, when I purchased them. The John Lennon postcard was cost me nothing as it came as part of a job lot, as did the vintage pipette and bottle. The plated candlestick was part of a huge haul of brass and metalware that I acquired, so I only paid £2.28 for that. The enamel planter again came as salvage, so it cost me nothing. The 5 vintage key blanks came as £1, and they were bought as a job lot at the Malvern flea market. The driftwood corkscrew came as a job lot as part of a house clearance, and the Eiffel Tower bottle, I paid well over the odds for that from a car boot, and I actually paid, for some peculiar reason, £6.66. No idea why I paid that much for it. Must have been a very hot day. The Bimbo Annual cost me £1 as part of a job lot from a house call. The Brook Bond cards cost me nothing, they were part of a job lot. And the Victorian Romantic print cost me 44 pence, and that was part of a huge collection I acquired from an antique shop. So a grand total of £11.38. So, the moment you've all been waiting for. What did they sell for? Drum roll, please. Cards on the table. I tracked the auctions until day 3, at which point I lost the will to live. So this is the last screen grab I took of the actual auction in progress. And trust me, it didn't change much from this point onwards. The antique Victorian print acquired 0 views and 0 watchers, so went unsold. The key blanks acquired 0 views, 0 watchers, again unsold. Same for the pipette and bottle, and for the plated candlestick. The only item that sold was the Beatles John Lennon postcard, which received 2 bids and achieved a sale price of, wait for it, £2. The driftwood corkscrew, surprise surprise, didn't sell. I don't think it even got a view. The antique French Eiffel Tower bottle achieved 1 view but didn't sell. The Bimbo book received 0 views and obviously didn't sell. The Brook Bond collector cards may have achieved 1 view but it didn't sell. And the vintage white enamel planter achieved 1 view, 1 watcher but didn't sell at the end of the auction. So there you go. 10 items listed on eBay for 7 days with a starting price of 99 pence. In total, I sold 1 item for £2, which was the John Lennon postcard. So what does that tell me? Well, it tells me a number of things. Firstly, that the rest of the items may well have been a load of rubbish. So they could well end up in the charity shop next week. It also tells me that sales generally on eBay are, for antiques, vintage and collectibles anyway, in my experience, are down and out, for want of a better description. This is more than likely due to the economy and the cost of living crisis that everybody in the UK is currently experiencing. I've said it before, but if you're worrying about how you're going to pay your energy bill, you're not going to be in the marketplace with any disposable income you have to buy antique, vintage or collectibles on a want basis rather than a need basis. In other words, people are buying off eBay what they need rather than what they want. So resellers, dealers, traders who are selling items that people need are probably still doing quite well. But if you're selling what people want, you're probably experiencing, like me, a downturn in sales. So what's the solution? Well, I don't really know where you go from here, to be honest. When you start an auction at 99 pence and items still don't sell, it's not necessarily the price, is it? As I said earlier, it could be that there were a load of rubbish, in which case, c'est la vie, I've learned a lesson there. But it could be that people just aren't spending at the moment, especially in the lead up to Christmas, where budgets are tight and they're buying what they need rather than what they want. I would imagine if you're selling kids' toys at the moment, you're doing really well. So the alternative I've been thinking about is an e-commerce website. And bottom line, coming off eBay completely. It's something that I'm intending to seriously look into over Christmas, and I will most likely create and run a new website alongside my eBay shop just to see how it's going. Because it does take quite a while to gain traction on any website and sort out the search engine optimization. I'm not an expert in websites at all. It'll be a learning curve, and maybe I'll feature it as a film on the channel. Not sure about that. It might be too painful a process to go through. If you'd like to see it, let me know in the comments below. So, in summary, 10 listings, 1 sale, £2. And there is a sting in the tail as well. I made a beginner mistake when I relisted the items as auction items, in that I didn't realise or selected the option to enable the buyer to make a best offer, and that cost me 60 pence per item. So I actually paid £6 to list these 10 items. It's no great big deal, to be honest, because the items only cost me £11.38 in total. And I did it as an experiment to see how I would get on. Well, the answer is there for you all to see. I don't think I'll be doing it again anytime soon. However, the next film on the channel will be how I get on, well, how I prepare and get on at a real life auction. This is where people actually attend, not an online. In fact, it's a pop-up auction, so they're not online at all. So it'll be a real life experience where I'm taking roughly 30 of my large items I'm not shipping to move them on and create space in my workshop and storage area. And if you watch the next film, you'll find out why. So there's something to look forward to. So there you go. I think we'll bring this film on that note, on that positive note, to an end. And as ever, if you're a new subscriber, please let me know where in the world you're from, and I'll add you to our ever-growing digital subscriber list, which you should see scrolling across the platform as I speak. But most importantly of all, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.